won gold in the Olympics, and then did it again and again and again 23 times, becoming the most decorated Olympian in history. And he also became a household name, Michael Phelps. Watch this. He's made the biggest splash ever in the world of competitive swimming. Michael Phelps' Olympic stats alone, jaw-dropping.
Phelps turns for home.
After blowing everyone else out of the water at the last games in Rio,
Michael Phelps has done it again.
he holds 28 medals in total, more than any other Olympian in history. 23 of those are gold, 3 silver, and 2 bronze. That means Phelps alone has more medals than 173 of the countries that compete in the Olympics. He is known worldwide for his physique, long arms and torso, custom built for swimming, his easygoing style, and his biggest cheerleaders, his mom, his wife, and his baby son, Boomer. But now Phelps has entered a new phase in his life. He says he's retired from competitive swimming, this time for good. He's focusing on his growing family and ready to get personal. Here with us now, Michael Phelps. That is how we all feel about you.
Thank you very much.
That's how you make people feel, all of the hard work that you put into your profession and the rewards you have to show for it. Is that true that you had one more victory in terms of individual gold medals than Leonidas of Rhodes, who had the title since 152 BC?
Somebody told me that. I didn't even know that, so I guess. I don't know.
And what about the rumors that the retirement is maybe temporary?
No, somebody actually joked with me the other day. So I said something to me the other day, and they were like, "Why don't you come back?" And I was like, "I probably could, but I just nothing else to do."
Right,
like,
you had your spike the ball in the end zone moment.
I mean, but my biggest thing after 12 was I had races that still gave me the itch to come back. You know, not winning the 200 fly was frustrating, and starting off 2012 with not medaling in the 400 IM, that stuff just stuck with me, and I wanted to come back and make sure I never had a what if moment. Mm-hmm. That was my biggest thing, and now with my wife expecting number 2.
Baby number 2. Boomer or Boomerette is on their way.
So yeah, I got nothing else left in the pool. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things that we want to do, and we are doing outside of the pool that we're so passionate about and we're enjoying.
And we are back now with Olympian Michael Phelps, an Olympian and American hero. I think it's awesome that you are willing to share a more personal side of yourself that is not exactly the same as this winning champion we see in the pool. It's a much more vulnerable side of you. You're coming out and speaking openly about your battles with depression and anxiety. How bad has that been for you? I
mean, I guess it really started when I came out and talked about this in I guess the lead up to Rio. I did a piece with Tim Layden on the cover of SI, and I don't know why I opened up and talked about it, but I guess I was just sick and tired of just having it inside of me for 20 plus years, and I was ready to make a change. Mm-hmm. You know, for me, for so long, I didn't have self-love. I had no self-confidence, and I didn't like who I saw in the mirror. So I just got kind of sick of it. And obviously, I hit a very low point in my life where I didn't want to be alive anymore, and decided that I was going to make a change.
This is after you became an Olympic champion.
Well, this is after four Olympics.
Right. So
a couple of them. This is after a couple medals.
So there may be a lot of people out there wondering, how can that be? How can that be? You were so successful.
But I mean, it's we all go through things. We all go through struggles, right? There's probably everybody in this room that goes through struggles the same exact way, and I think that's what we all have to realize. Yes, I've been successful in what I've done, but it doesn't make me superhuman. It just makes, for me, I was very goal-oriented and very passionate about what I was doing and wanted to be the best. So, for me, I was able to do that, but I mean, I put my pants on just like everybody else does. So it's like, you know, like it's just something that every single person goes through. And you know, for me, I was sick and tired of compartmentalizing things that I didn't want to talk about. And I just opened up. And honestly, since then, my life has become easier. I always make the joke. I was like, yeah, I learned to communicate at 30. I was like, great.
He's 32 now.
It's better late than never, right?
What has the response been? Because I mean, you really are a hero to many Americans, but especially young kids. Have any of them spoken to you about that?
You know, it's somebody who I train with and who lives with us, Allison Schmidt, has dealt with depression as well and has opened up and talked about it. And I think it's something that we both share when somebody comes up and they thank us for talking about it and thanking that you know, showing that it's okay to not be okay. Mm-hmm. You know, I think we probably, hopefully, have saved some lives, and hopefully we can save more. You know, when we did when I did the documentary Angst, and sat with Charlie, sitting there talking to him. I mean, kid's like 10, 11 years old, and to hear, you know, he thought about not wanting to be alive anymore. You know, and it's sad, and you know, I think, you know, for me, I'm able now to realize my emotions and talk about my emotions. And I think that's something that everybody should do, not just kids, but everybody. Why am I angry? Like, why am I upset? Like, understand that.
We have a clip from the documentary Angst, which features Michael. Let's take a look.
I found and saw the people who cared about me the most coming in to help, or wanting to come to the house or to the room to bring food or support, whatever it might be, or to talk. And I think that's where I really noticed that it was time for me to figure out what was going on and ask for help.
But you pay it forward too, because I know there's an Australian swimmer, a very famous guy, Hackett.
Hacky.
He's your Hacky to you. He's one of your closest friends. You've helped him out of his dependency, and sort of a halfway house. He talks about your own home. And I know you also spoke with Tiger Woods after his public.
I mean,
issue.
it's you know, the biggest thing is just being able to open up and like I said, just understand that it's okay to not be okay. Like, none of us are perfect in this world. None of us are. So
not even Michael Phelps.
No, hell no. But just those little things that I've been able to learn and just to talk to people, like, you feel better. Yeah. You know, like for me, like, I know how important mental health is in my life, and I'm finally now able to realize that working out is something that makes me a better husband, a better friend, a better father. And it's just little things like that that I've been able to learn through this whole process to make me better, make me stronger. And it is like, you know, just being able to help people. Like, that's all I want to do.
I know the water is somewhat cathartic for you, you know, being in there. I'm sure he probably can't get in that pool without being competitive. I don't know. Like, do you and Hacky ever have just like a friendly swim against one another?
We do, but it always has to end with us like diving a 50 against each other. It's just our competitive side.
But it jumped out at me because now you're actually working with Colgate to promote water conservation, which is, you know, kind of perfect for you. And instead of plunging into the water and swimming as fast as you can, you're telling us to turn off the water when we brush our teeth.
Right. So, like, if you think about it, if you're brushing your teeth twice a day and you leave the water running for 2 minutes, you can waste up to 8 gallons of water a day. One person can do that. Mm-hmm. Think about how many people we have in the world, in the U.S. That's something that has to change. And for me now, we're becoming a family of 4. So we have dishes, laundry, toilets flushing, watering the yard, brushing our teeth, taking a shower.
Water balloons. You'll find that out soon.
But how about this? So a family of 4 can waste up to 400 gallons a day.
Wow.
A day. And there are people that don't even have the opportunity to have clean drinking water. Yep. So that's something I think we can all work together on. And really, since we launched the campaign, I've had people stop me, whether it's in an airport or on the street, and saying, every time I brush my teeth, I think of you. So I guess it's good.
That's better than the toilet thing. That's good. It could have gone a different way.
That's right. That's
Michael,
right.
thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you
for making us feel the way you do and
Thank
for being
you.
so open and honest.
Yeah, no worries.
And you can learn more about Michael's water conservation work at today.com/MegynToday.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here. to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.